Good evening, LTL Nation, and welcome to the fourth week of the 7-minute breakthrough revolution. You know, it seems to me that life as we've come to know it is quite ironic. We're born into a rigged system. That shapes us into clones and identical beings. And then it seems to hail us with applause if and when we successfully stand out. So it's quite ironic that the system makes it extremely difficult for us to achieve what it admires the most. But this is Life Talks Live. My name is Faisal Zeineddine, and tonight we're going to talk about how entrepreneurship is difficult yet super easy to achieve, and how you can be an entrepreneur. Yes, the system is rigged. You've got a schooling system, an educational system that teaches all the same exact stuff. The same classes, the same material, the same exams. And then you've got society, media, and social media who tell us what we should look like and how we should think, what we should wear, what we should eat, how we should behave. And it seems like we're all been photocopied. We're all the same. It's a system that feeds us this need to fit in. But if you look at it from a superbly positive point of view, if the system is making us all the same, it should be quite easy for someone to stand out, right? But what we seem to be doing, everyone thinks outside the box now and then. We think outside the box and we get these brilliant ideas. I have friends that come and tell me they've got this brilliant plan, this business plan, these ideas that are sensational really, but that's where they seem to end, that's where they seem to die, and they don't go any further. See, what you gotta do is not just think outside the box, you've gotta completely stand outside the box. You've got to put your soul and your heart and everything in you out there so you can achieve what might seem ridiculous to a lot of people. I want to do a small exercise. I want you to imagine that this plane right here is your life right now. This is you here on this plane, and that's your life. Now, you know, we all talk about how there could be these parallel universes where you could be something else. You could be happier. You could be somebody completely different. You could be living on the eastern shores of heaven on that parallel universe. Now, let's do this small exercise. You can do it later. Listen and imagine now. And I'm going to do something that's quite practical. So go to your Facebook chat page and open a chat box with that person, the girl or the guy that you've had the longest, most beautiful crush on. And write this down. Don't send it, just write this down. Hey, I've had the longest crush on you. I think you're an amazing person. I would love to get to know you better. Would you go out with me? Would you like to have coffee? Don't send it. Now stare at it. Stare at it and know that right now you're on this plane and you're a click away from shifting. If you click, you don't know what might happen. You might date, you might go out again, you might get married, you might have kids, you might get a divorce, your whole life will change. You will be on a totally different plane eventually. But right now, you're in the safe zone. This is your life. And you're okay because it's fine and there's nothing dangerous and risky about it. So think about it. There are ultimate possibilities. Right above the plane you live in, there are millions upon millions of possibilities, decisions swarming around in everything you do. From the simplest stuff, what you eat today, where you eat it, what time you eat it, changes everything, changes the outcome. So let's go back to this plane right now. You're here, and if you don't want to be here and you don't do anything about it, you're not an entrepreneur. If you do something about it, if you make a decision, if you plan to go with what you truly want, if you click that send button, then welcome to Entrepreneurship 101. But now, it gets harder. Because entrepreneurship is not easy. It's a lonely life. Everyone thinks you're strange, you're weird, and you're defying the whole world. You're standing outside the box of conformity. So now it gets harder. You're on another plane, but things get difficult. So you got two choices. You either go back and crawl into the comfort zone, and then you're not an entrepreneur, or you decide you want to take it on, you want to go after what you want, and you're gonna grow from it, you're gonna learn from it, and you're gonna keep moving from the plane to another plane you want to be on. And that's when I gotta say, welcome to Entrepreneurship 102. And things don't stop there, guys. You wanna graduate, don't you? See, now you're on this plane, now you've adopted the mentality of an entrepreneur, but it doesn't stick only to business. It has to go through everything in life. You gotta decide that you gotta go after what you want. Now, you've learned and you've grown and you've taken these experiences in, and there's nothing that can stop you. You know how to get what you want. You go after it. You don't let these ideas go to the grave. You go after what you want. And that's when you graduate from the University of Entrepreneurship. See, I believe Zig Ziglar said this best a long time ago. He says it, and he says it this way. You want to be a wandering generality or a meaningful specific? I'll say that again. Do you want to be a wandering generality or a meaningful specific? Let that sink in for a moment, because look around you. Everyone's the same. Everyone's got ideas in their mind, but they're not doing much about it. So what do you want to be? Do you know what you want and you want to go after it or not? Entrepreneurship is right there for you. There are millions of decisions swirling around, waiting for you to decide to take control and find that entrepreneur in you. And that's when you become an entrepreneur at life. See, if I want to describe entrepreneurship with anything, I would say it's a revolution of self, a revolution of the mind, and revolution in the realm of thought against conformity. Because you can be part of the crowd, you can fit in, and you can stay there on the plane where it's kind of boring. It's really boring because you're not doing what you truly want. You're not going after your dreams, those ideas that might seem ridiculous to everyone and mean the world to you. So you got a choice. You want to live with that conformity and regret it later, or you want to go ahead and try. Try and try again, and that's what an entrepreneur does. He tries. Trying is the key. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for tonight. Tune in tomorrow with Shad and the rest of the coaches during this week. They've got a lot more to add. And as always, go to our Facebook page at Life Talks Live or to our website at lifetalkslive.com and hit us with your questions, your feedback, your thoughts, your stories. Guys, I'm sure a lot of you have beautiful entrepreneurship stories to share with us. We can learn from you and the world can learn as well. Thank you very much. Have a very blessed night. Over and out, LTL Nation.